Ted is directed by Seth MacFarlane. It stars Mark Wahlberg, Mila Kunis, Joel McHale, and Seth MacFarlane as the voice of the little teddy bear. Now, when Mark Wahlberg was a little boy, he wished for a best friend. His parents got him this teddy bear, and it came alive and became his best friend. It was a sweet little relationship. You know, Ted's just a nice little bear. He's got this little high-pitched voice, and whenever you squeeze him, he says, "I love you." Now we got to later. Mark Wahlberg's 35 years old. He still lives with Ted in his house, and he's going out with Mila Kunis. And the whole thing is that Mark Wahlberg still has this man-boy thing, and he's there with Ted. His best friend's a teddy bear. Now, this movie's directed by Seth MacFarlane, okay? The creator of Family Guy. So you know this movie's more than likely going to be racist, offensive, stereotypical to genders, just have a whole bunch of raunchiness in it, while at the same time being freaking hilarious. I had a lot of fun with Ted. I laughed a lot during this movie. I really, honestly, consistent laughs from beginning to end, all the way through. I was gut-busting my butt off during this movie. There were scenes in this movie that were so funny that I couldn't actually get over them when they actually ended, and some of the audience members were like still cracking up, and you could hear people like going like Wahlberg is so good here. I mean, I thought he was really funny in the other guys, but here he was really good in this movie. He honestly was my favorite part of this movie. The way he interacted with the teddy bear, this CGI teddy bear and everything. I'm sure Seth MacFarlane must have been reading the dialogue off camera somewhere, but they just had great interaction with each other. Mila Kunis was really good as well. I thought Seth MacFarlane was good as the bear, even though he sounds a lot like Peter Griffin, but they even joke about that in the movie at one part. I was actually surprised by that. Now, yes, there are a lot of comparisons to Family Guy in this movie, and really, honestly, it is kind of like a film version of a very long episode of Family Guy. I mean, it's got like a huge elaborate fight scene. All those jokes where they're like, "Oh, that sucks. This reminds me of that one time back in the day when this happened." And then they'll cut to that, and you know, it'll be funny, and they'll cut back. You know, that Family Guy thing. If you like Family Guy, you'll really like this movie. If you're annoyed by Family Guy, stay away, because this is definitely very Seth MacFarlane. I mean, he's all over this movie. But still, the movie had a good heart to it also. It wasn't just raunch. There's a lot of offensive jokes in it, yes. I'm not bothered by that kind of stuff. There were jokes that were even directed directly at a person like me. I didn't care, whatever. There's a lot of film references in this movie too. Like, if you understand like music and film from the 80s and 90s, you're gonna get a lot of jokes in this movie, and you're gonna be really surprised at the many references they're gonna pull out, because there were a lot of things that was like, wow, someone else besides me actually knows about that? I'm just gonna say Flash Gordon from the 80s, alright? If you're a fan of that movie or think it's a so bad that it's good type of movie, you are gonna be rolling during this movie. I mean, the kid has an Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom poster when he's growing up. I have one too. I thought that was awesome. But honestly, this was just a really entertaining movie, and Wahlberg really carried it. I mean, he was just a really good presence in this movie. I mean, I bought his character. He wasn't over the top. He played off of Ted really well. He had that straight man vibe, but he was also able to pull in a lot of jokes as well. Joel McHale's in this movie, and I think he's a funny guy, but he's really playing a lot of jerks lately. You know, I would like him to play someone that's not a jerk. I don't know. He did a good job, though, in the movie. He did well for his scenes, for sure. He actually had one of the biggest laughs in the whole movie for me. It was just one scene he had that I honestly could not stop laughing, and I had to, like, contain myself because the scene had long passed. He did a good job. My only issue with this movie is the fact that it kind of falls into that comedy cliche where they feel like at the end everything has to get all serious, that there has to be, like, a big action scene or something, some elaborate thing to close out the movie. And basically the whole finale of the movie was just kind of weak to me and a little overly serious. But you deal with it. And when I rate comedies, to me, it's how much do you laugh? You know, how much do you actually laugh in this movie? And I laughed almost from beginning to end. I really enjoyed Ted. I'm going to give it a B+. So let you know the collaboration I'm doing right now with the Schmoes Know. We just reviewed Batman Forever. That's on the Schmoes channel. If you want to go check that out now, let us know what you think in the video. And as always, guys, if you like this review, you can subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmann.